throws it up, and Crown Point wins the tap. We are underway. The Bulldogs will go from left to right on the dial and the video stream here in this opening half of play. They're in the home whites right inside. Jeffers has the shot blocked. And Riley comes up with it and will bring it the other way. Riley going to be in the dark blue, gold trim, gold numerals. Riley in gold on the front of the jersey.
You know, both teams have opened up playing man-to-man defense.
Yeah. And Maisie Anderson, number 23, with the first bucket of the ball game. 2-0 Riley.
On Crown Point's first possession, they looked to go inside to Jeffers. Got a great look for him, and he got the shot blocked, but he was really deep in the paint. Here they look for him again, right on the front
right
of the rim.
Inside. He misses the shot, but he gets it back, goes up and scores. Nick Jeffers ties the ball game at 2.
I love seeing him go inside early. Set the tone for this game. Play inside out. Start by throwing it in the post to your big guy right away.
Lawrence with the basketball and a travel. Turnover against the Wildcats. 2-2 ties. Just a minute gone in this one.
South Bend Riley with a little full court pressure. They denied Blake Bonin the ball. They're making Sasha bring it up.
Stefanovic gives it up to Bonin now. Blake gets across the half-court line, being defended by Maurice Scott. Stefanovic go inside to Jeffers again, and he scores. 3 possessions, 3 times, Tom, they have gone inside to Nick Jeffers.
Love it. That's the way to settle your team down in a big game, is throw it inside to your big guy and let him go to work. And South Bend Riley's trying to cover him man-to-man with no help on the backside, making that entry really easy for Crown Point.
Bulldogs lead it 4-2 early. Scott wants a 3 from the right wing and hits it. Riley back in front on the tray by Maurice Scott.
It's already pretty fun.
3 ball on the way, and that's good. Grant Galon continues where he left off this morning. Missed by Riley. Galon the board. 7-5 Crown Point. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter.
See if they look inside again. Yep, they ran a clear out.
Stefanovic wants a 3. Yes! 10-5 Bulldogs. 5:50 to go in the first.
Nobody's coming out nervous, I guess, huh?
I guess not. The jitters got out earlier today. Here's a 3 on the way. Anderson, good.
Oh, wow.
DeMazie Anderson, 5 points for Riley. 10-8 is the score.
Yeah, South Bend Riley's not doing a very good job of help side. They took too long for Crown Point to throw that in there to let the guy get to the help side defense.
It allowed Lawrence to get there. Scott wants a 3 from the right corner. That's no good. Board to Riley. Up with the left hand. Good. And that's Dillard with the basket. And we're tied at 10.
Those are 2 really good-looking freshmen for South Bend Riley, Dillard and Anderson. Coming out early. They've got 7 points between the 2 of them already for South Bend Riley.
On the inside to Jeffers. Up with the left hand. No. Gets his own rebound. Misses, but he's fouled. And Nick Jeffers going to go to the line to shoot 2.
I tell you what, Jeffers is catching that almost under the rim. That's how deep he's getting the South Bend Riley center. It's amazing how deep he's getting it. I mean, he's almost getting it where he's in trouble because he's got to get around the net in order to score it. That's great position.
What now, about 6 possessions for Crown Point? 4 times they've gone inside to Jeffers?
Got to make free throws.
No good on the first attempt. 5:01 to play in the first quarter. It's 10-10 tie.
Yeah, you read about all their 3-point shooting prowess and how they love to chuck it up there, but you know, they've established they're going inside early.
Second one by Jeffers, good. The Bulldogs lead it again, 11-10.
The barn burner, love it.
The third lead change of the quarter to go with 2 ties, and we haven't even played half of it yet. Scott on the dribble. Gives it up, and that's Lawrence with it. Lawrence going to pull up. Jumper, no, and ball through.
That was a 2.
Riantre Lawrence with his first bucket and puts Riley back in front, 12-11. And now Jeffers scores, and he's fouled, and it's 13-12 Bulldogs.
South Bend Riley's got to figure something out here. They can't let Jeffers keep catching it that deep in the paint. It'll be a really long day if they do let him do that. I'm surprised if they come to some type of a zone or something. Just they've got to mix it up to get Crown Point out of this rhythm that they're in.
Maurice Scott picks up his first. Jeffers misses the free throw. He's just 1 of 3 at the line. 4:35 in the first. 13-12 Crown Point. Scott with the basketball, gets a bit of a screen from Anderson, goes across court to Dillard. Jumper on the way, no good. Knocked around and out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs. That missed shot by Lawrence, but it'll stay with Riley.
Yeah, Crown Point, I think, wanted a little over the back there on the shove from behind. They didn't get it.
Scott triggers the inbound. Gives it up to Anderson. Puts up a three and hits it. DeMazie Anderson with another three, and Riley back in front, 15-13.
I'm not sure that freshman knows this is the regional championship.
Pass from Bonin, trying to get it to Stefanovic. On the floor, Crown Point lost it. Lawrence came up with it for Riley.
You know, one thing I noticed right away, when Crown Point gets the rebound and they run, they get great spacing in their secondary breaks. That time South Bend Riley came up, they had four guys within about 8 feet of each other down the left side of the floor.
Josh Berquist will pick up the foul, his first, team first. Matt Maloney, real estate agent with Rossi and Taylor, considers it an honor to provide great service to Northwest Indiana and more. Matt's reputation over the years has made him a guy to see for all real estate needs. Remember, it's not Maloney, it's Maloney, and that was a three-point basket by who?
DeMazie Anderson, that's his third of the quarter. He's already got 11 points.
18-13, Riley. Three ball, Stefanovic comes off the front of the rim short, but Galen gets the rebound. Crown Point retains possession.
I mean, the chess match has started. Riley's got to figure out how to keep Jeffers from getting the ball so deep, and Crown Point better figure out where Anderson is on the floor.
Three no good. Stefanovic with the board. Put back won't fall, but there's a foul against the Wildcats. Foul against 25. DeMazie Anderson, his first, team third.
Well, I think that's on Jaden Grundy, 33.
Oh, you are correct.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Anderson also.
Stefanovic, good on the first free throw. He'll get one more.
Well, what a start. This is awesome.
Yeah, as long as you're not trying to keep score like I am.
Energy in the building instantly. Not a huge crowd by regional standards, but a lot of energy in the crowd that is here.
Second free throw by Stefanovic, good as well. Bulldogs pull within three, 18-15. Riley, and here they come on the attack offensively.
Might be first one to get a stop wins. I'm not sure the way this thing started. They both shoot about 80%.
Scott, kick out. Dillard with the three, good.
Wow. They don't need much room. They just catch and shoot.
Sharmar Dillard with 5 points. 21-15 Riley. Bonin got by Scott. He had a pass to the basket, tried to dump it off to Jeffers. Jeffers going to shoot a three, and he hit it.
Hey, just throw it up. Everybody's making shots right now.
Nick Jeffers with a three.
Are these regulation rims?
Yes. 21-18.
We're using the girls' ball. Something's going on here because everyone's throwing up is going in.
Scott, that's going to come up short. Scott goes to save, but he hits the baseline. It'll be out of bounds and go to Crown Point. Wow.
Take a deep breath here.
21-18 Riley, 2:27 to play in the first quarter. Bulldog basketball. Stefanovic to Bonin. Blake will bring it up on the dribble.
See if they look inside for Jeffers or if they try to get Galen involved. He hasn't gotten one shot, I think, so far.
And there's Stefanovic losing the handle on it. Grundy comes up with it to the bucket. Can't get it to fall. Galen trailing gets the rebound for Crown Point.
That's great hustle by Crown Point to not give up on the play.
Bonin going to slow it down a little bit as he brings it across the half-court line with the left hand.
You know, the pace that we're at, and there hasn't been a substitution yet.
Galen pump fakes and steps on the sideline. Huh?
Andy Simpson with the slow call there.
I thought
Travel was pointing for a step out of bounds, didn't it?
Yeah, that is what it looked like he was pointing. I thought I saw the feet shuffle. That's what I was waiting for, was the travel call. As you mentioned, no substitutions. Riley getting set to make one. To the basket. Shot. Good. Count it, Lawrence.
And one. Crown Point got caught there and had to reach in. Just got beat off the dribble on a little shimmy shake.
And that's Josh Berquist. That's his second. And Darius Morangan going to come in for Riley.
For Crown Point, they had to take Berquist out of the game. Thane Bukowski came in for him.
Free throw up and off the front of the iron. No good. Tapped. I think that was last touch by Galen. He'll stay with Riley.
Well, South Bend Riley's already got 5 3-pointers made just in the first quarter.
Wow.
They're at 35% on the season from 3-point range.
Ball comes into Anderson. Anderson inside the arc, right baseline jumper. That's no good. Ball batted around. Jeffers comes down with it.
Crown Point's doing a nice job on the board early.
Bukowski wants a 3. Hits it.
He just came in off the bench. That was his first touch. And he knocks down the 3.
The Bulldogs are within 2, 23-21. Maurice Scott to the bucket. The scoop goes.
Crown Point doesn't have an answer for him. Maurice Scott's quicker than everybody on the floor for Crown Point right now.
Bonin had it knocked away by Grundy, but he'll stay with Crown Point as it goes out of bounds. Ryland Grundy comes in for Riley. Just a freshman.
Yeah, look at their roster. Just 4 seniors on the roster, but they're playing a bunch of the freshmen.
Stefanovic gives it up to Bonin as we're under a minute to play. 25-21 Riley. Bonin finds a little space, so he drives, takes the baseline, gives it up to Jeffers. Jeffers misses the shot. Little contact, no foul.
That was a great pass, too, inside there. And good catch by Jeffers. He just couldn't finish the play.
So Scott walks it up, gets right across the half-court line, gives it up to Lawrence. 29 seconds. Lawrence is going to take the middle position. Scott will come out here to the corner by half-court left side. That'll go to Grundy.
They got to get it back to Scott's hand, I would think. Yeah, here it is. Crown Point's having a hard time staying in front of him. Look for dribble drive. He can get to the rim, or he may kick it out to a shooter.
Under 10 seconds, down to 6. Scott, a little shake and bake. His pass knocked away by Bukowski. Bonin has it. Just across half court. Fires, and it's off the rim. No good, and that's the end of the first. Riley, 25. Crown Point, 21. After 1. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Lincoln Carryouts, located at 1203 North Main Street in Crown Point, has been serving the Crown Point community for 10 years. Lincoln Carryouts is open 10 to 9, 7 days a week, offering homemade soups, fresh salads, and a variety of sandwiches. Every month at Lincoln Carryouts, it's a new monthly sandwich, and every Tuesday it's the Steelworker Special, a combination of roast beef, American cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato, and onion on toasted rye. That's Lincoln Carryouts in Crown Point, home of the Italian Submarine.
The Region Sports Network is proud to be the exclusive media partner of the Crown Point Junior Bulldog Youth Football League. The Junior Bulldogs are Northwest Indiana's largest independent youth football league, serving over 500 players and their families from 22 Northwest Indiana communities. For more information on the Crown Point Junior Bulldogs Youth Football League, the website is cpjrbulldogs.com. That's cpjrbulldogs.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
You're listening to high school basketball on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. For more details on the great Chevy lineup, the website is ChevyDriveChicago.com. That was a 3 by who?
Jaden Grundy. That's their 6th 3-pointer made already.
And that's how the second quarter begins. Riley 28, Crown Point 21, 7.5 minutes play in the first half. That's Tom Branken. I'm Jerry Siska. We're live at Michigan City High School. The Class 4A Regional Championship on the line here tonight.
You know, South Bend Riley countered here, trying to slow Jeffers down on the post by going to a 1-3-1.
Noah Morales into the ball game to start the second quarter for Crown Point. And the Bulldogs turn the basketball over. Here comes Riley. Lawrence with it. Lawrence, a little juke move. That's stolen nicely by Stefanovic. Bukowski all the way to the other end. And a whistle and a foul against the Riley Wildcats, and that's going against Maurice Scott, his second.
That was great hands on the steal, real quick. That's a good steal for Crown Point. They're down their biggest deficit right now, 7, so to get a turnover there and have a chance to make a couple free throws here is pretty big.
Dane Bukowski at the line to shoot the 2 free throws.
Crown Point's biggest lead in the first quarter was at 10-5 early in the quarter.
And Bukowski hits the first. He has one more coming. Toes the line.
Nice for him to come off the bench, and he hit a 3 on the first touch. Now he gets to the basket, gets 2 free throws.
And he has scored 5 points. He comes in just averaging a little over a point a game, so very productive minutes in this first half for Thane Bukowski. Here's Grundy, a 3 from the left side. That's no good, and the board to Stefanovic. Bulldogs into the front court trying to cut into a 5-point deficit. Long bomb from Galen, no. Rebound high. Jeffers comes down with it and scores.
That's just great work by Nick Jeffers right there. He went up and got it through the contact, got and finished the and one, and got a chance here to make the free throw to cut this 2-2.
The foul on Riantre Lawrence, his first, team's 5th, and Jeffers to try to complete the 3-point play, having a monstrous first half.
If he can make a few more free throws here, that's his 3rd miss. He's 1 for 4 from the line so far. He's got 12 in the first half already.
Maurice Scott into the front court.
Crown Point in a matchup 2-3.
Here's Grundy with it on the left wing. Back to Scott between the circles. Lawrence has it. Free throw line. Kicks to the left corner. Anderson for 3. No.
There's a missed opportunity there for Crown Point. They had the weak side box out. And I couldn't tell who that was. I couldn't tell if that was Jeffers or Galen.
It was Nick Jeffers that went through his hands.
They just didn't get a handle on it. Now you're going to get an extra possession here for South Bend Riley.
So the Wildcats with it inbounds in the corner.
Crown Point really has rebounded pretty well, though.
Yeah, they have. And that was one of the things. We noticed that Riley did very well against Northridge this afternoon. Here's a nice play by Grundy for the basket for Riley.
He might have got away with a travel there.
You think?
Just a little bit.
30-25. Riley inside to Jeffers, scores. Assist Thane Bukowski. I'm not going to have enough space on his paper for Jeffers. This continues.
Yeah, they've really, that's pounding the ball in consistently. Every time down, they're looking into Jeffers.
It's a 3-point ball game. Favor Riley. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Here's a tap pass. Pick up by Jeffers. A turnover by the Wildcats. Here come the Bulldogs. Crossover by Stefanovic into the lane. The runner, good.
That's a nice little teardrop by Stefanovic. It's a tough shot. The pros make it look easy. That's a tough shot.
It's a 1-point game, 30-29 South Bend. 3 ball on the way, good. That's Dillard.
That's his second 3 of the game.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. South Bend Riley calls the timeout. And it's a full timeout. We'll keep it right here. 33-29 in favor of Riley. And tonight's game is underwritten in part by attorney Carl Hand and the Hand Law Group, located at 1000 Eagle Ridge Drive in Cherryville. The Hand Law Group has over 20 years' experience in personal injury, family law, estate planning, and business law. To learn more, the web address is carlhandlaw.com, and the phone number is 219-961-2376. Carl Hand and the Hand Law Group. Quality, experience, results. And tonight's game is underwritten in part by Tom Brankin, accounting, consulting, and profit coaching, located at 222 Indianapolis Boulevard in Cherryville. Tom Brankin specializes in small to medium-sized businesses with a special emphasis on family businesses, and he has hands-on experience using QuickBooks. For more information on services, including Focus, a systematic approach and tool to help maximize a business's profits, the phone number is 219-793-4262. That's 219-793-4262. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by Z Alloy Metal Distribution in Crown Point. Z Alloy wishes Coach Clint Swan the best of luck this season. And in turn, we would like to thank the fine folks at Z Alloy for their support of the broadcast of Crown Point boys and girls basketball. Z Alloy, Crown Point Industries, supporting Crown Point basketball. And here are the Bulldogs with the ball, trailing by 4. Stefanovic goes inside, Jeffers, and he's fouled.
Yeah, that's a great look inside. They threw the diagonal pass into the post, which you see a lot of the high school kids not take the effort to get it over to that 45-degree angle to make it easy to throw in. Jeffers had South Bend Riley pinned on his back. but he's got to go up and finish that a little stronger. He's going up with one hand instead of going up really strong with two.
DeMacy Anderson picks up the foul, his second. See if Jeffers can improve at the line. 1 of 4 thus far. Free throw up, and that's no good.
He's got to lean in his free throw here. If you notice, he leans real hard. I'd rather see him get really strong on that right foot. Just make that right side really strong. That lean he's missing left and right on his free throws.
He'll get one more.
You'll have to keep an eye on how he does with his endurance, too, because he's working really hard in the post.
And that free throw is long, knocked around, and Riley comes down with it. That makes him 1 of 6 at the line for Nick Jeffers.
Yeah, and in a 4-point game, that's big.
4.5 minutes to play in the first half, 33-29. Riley leads, and they have the basketball. Scott with it on the dribble, goes back into the right corner. 3 ball on the way. Grundy, good.
That was a great skip pass from the top all the way into the right corner over the top of the zone.
Jaden Grundy puts Riley back up by 7. Bonin gives it up to Stefanovic, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And that's going against Jaden Grundy, and that'll be his second.
The fouls are starting to pile up a little bit. You've got starters Anderson and Grundy each have 2 for South Bend Riley.
So does Scott.
With 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
And as we mentioned in the Misprint pregame show, they didn't go very deep in the opening ball game, so that tells me they don't have a very deep bench. They don't want to go past about 7 kids.
Right, and another missed one.
But Thane Bukowski there for the putback basket.
Bukowski's brought great energy. A couple extra baskets out of him. Now they come in a 2-2-1 3-quarter trap. South Bend Riley threw right over the top of it.
And we have got an offensive foul against Riley.
Yeah, that was a little bit out of control. That's a tough call, that block charge. I'm not sure that Jeffers was actually there, but he sold it.
Dillard picked up the foul, his first, team 8th. 5-point game, Bulldogs trail, and here they come with the basketball under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Bonin. Stefanovic in front of the scorer's table. Takes it down towards the left corner. Gives up the dribble. Now he needs help.
First look was for Galen off of a double stagger, and South Bend Riley did a great job taking the first look away.
Stefanovic with the runner, scores it.
That's a nice little move, another floater in the middle of the lane.
3-point game again, 3:23 to play second quarter, 36-33 the score. Bulldogs trail. Scott with it. He's going to get a screen. And he's going to kick back. Anderson for a 3. No. And a whistle and a foul against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I don't like that call. I mean, he might have made a little contact, but the shooter really sold that, and that was well after the shot.
Thane Bukowski's going to pick up the foul, his first, team 3rd.
I mean, he had room to come down, and then he took the contact, then he sold it by, falling backwards. That's a tough call against Crown Point.
Reantre Lawrence to shoot 3. First one, good.
Seems like that's been called a lot this year, too. I know we've seen it in some of our games, and I see it on tape, too, when we scout people. I'm just not a fan of that call. I think kids are selling that and flopping just to get the 3, and I think they bait the officials into it.
Second one, no. One more for Lawrence, 37-33 the score. Riley leads.
It's amazing when kids get a chance to shoot 3 free throws. Very rarely do they make all 3. It's
tough to do.
Yeah. And it's not the NBA where you get 3 to make 2 in the old days.
Yeah,
we're dating ourselves with that one. 2 to make 1 and 3 to make 2.
And he misses 2 out of the 3, he being Lawrence. So it's a 4-point game. Stefanovic with the ball, 3 minutes to play, second quarter. Stefanovic. Yeah. Stefanovic to the bucket, got it, he's fouled.
That's a great take by Sasha. He turned the corner, he was being ridden on the hip pretty hard. I actually thought there should have been a foul call there for the hands on his hip, and he was riding him out. He got all the way to the rim and finished. What a great move by Sasha.
Darius Morangan picks up the foul, his first, team 9th. It's Stefanovic at the line to try to complete the 3-point play and make it a 1-point ball game. It's good. 37-36, CP trails by 1. Final 3 of this first half. Here's Scott into the front court. Looking to get a screen. Grundy came up there. Scott chose not to use it.
Yeah, he changed the play.
This is Lawrence with it. Lawrence Couple dribbles, couldn't get Bukowski in the air, so he gives it up. Scott, spin move, loses the handle, able to get it back, spins toward the bucket, and scores.
Well, I'd love to see Maurice Scott as a running back. Got that Barry Sanders change of direction.
And Blake Bonin is going to pick up an offensive foul for a push-up.
That was Maurice Scott drawing the foul, too.
That'll be his first, team fourth. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the State Farm Agency of Bob Reese in Crown Point, located at 152 West Joliet Street. Bob Reese State Farm is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and in the evenings by appointment. And the office can be reached at 663-7337, 663-7337. Bob Reese State Farm is a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics on the Region Sports Network. Who got that bucket?
Yeah, Maurice Scott's feeling it. He a little shake and got to the right elbow. And great lift on his jump shot, knocked down the jumper.
Stefanovic lost it, got it back. It's to Bukowski. Bonin, we're under 2 minutes to play. Galon's got to look from three, hits it. Was that Stefanovic? Excuse me.
That was a great look.
Stefanovic.
That was a clean look. He set a back screen, then he stepped out, and South Bend Riley lost him.
41-39, 1:40 to play second quarter. It's a pass nearly thrown away, but Lawrence able to recover and get it. He's going to work on Bukowski. He's going to kick out. Dillard wants a three. Yes.
Wow. Wow, that freshman. The two freshmen have 3 3-pointers apiece right now for South Bend Riley.
Anderson and Dillard, that's who Tom is talking about. 44-39. Stefanovic for three. No, it's no good, but Galon gets the rebound inside to Jeffers, who scores.
It's a great rebound, great pass by Galon. Very unselfish play.
65 seconds left in the first half. 44-41 Riley. Scott with the basketball. Wants to move some things around. Wants to get the people out of his way so he can take a runner from the left elbow and hit it.
Yeah, Crown Point's going to have to figure something out in the second half to try to keep somebody in front of him. Their help defense isn't getting there quick enough. But it's tough because all the shooters are spaced out on the arc. So it's hard to go in and help on Scott when you got shooters who are knocking down threes on the arc.
Bonin gives it up to Bukowski. Stefanovic, jumper, good.
Boy, he really came alive this second quarter. He's really heating up.
No kidding.
He's got 12 in the quarter, 17 for the half. He's got 17. I've got jumpers unofficially for 16. They've got 33 of their 43.
Final 10 seconds. Lawrence dribbling it out, down to 5. He's going to make a move, step back. Scott, a bomb for three, off the iron, no good. Bukowski with the board, and that's the end of the half. A very entertaining first half here at Michigan City. And the South Bend Riley Wildcats lead the Crown Point Bulldogs 46-43. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network. The only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Kent Jeffers, attorney at law in Crown Point, specializes in assisting clients with wills, trusts, and estate planning. Creating a will can be a daunting task. Don't let life take you by surprise because of a lack of planning. With more than 20 years of experience, Kent Jeffers can help you protect your family and prepare for the unexpected. An attorney you can trust, Kent Jeffers on the Square in Crown Point. The phone number is 219-230-4131. Kent Jeffers, attorney at law in Crown Point, is proud to support the Crown Point Bulldogs.
At the Crowell Companies, our customers are more than just numbers on a ledger or anonymous people who sign up online. Our customers are the families we see at the ball fields, the grocery store, and all around the community. That's because for nearly 50 years, the Crowell Companies have been part of the community right here in Northwest Indiana, offering personalized custom services that only a local company can provide. For home, auto, and business insurance, it's the Crowell Companies, 923-2131, and online at crowellinsurance.com. The Crowell Companies, home of the insurance superheroes.
Quality, family, convenience, trust. The four interlocking diamonds that symbolize United Federal Credit Union represent our commitment to our members. Quality, what we strive for in every transaction. Family, we have products and financial advice for every stage of life, like we would for our own family. Convenience, we are constantly adding ways to make our products more convenient, like mobile banking, online banking, and 24-hour telephone banking. Service, our service-oriented staff will take the time to get to know you on a personal level. United Federal Credit Credit Union in Griffith. We'll get you there.
The City of Crown Point is proud to support the Crown Point Bulldogs. Go Dogs! Crown Point has a unique community spirit and is the ideal place to live, work, and play. Our residents and guests enjoy award-winning amenities like our unique shops, family-owned restaurants, premier golf courses, and 4-star schools, all in a historical downtown with year-round events. For more information, the website is crownpoint.in.gov. Crown Point, building a stronger community from within since 1834.
Strachan Van Til is a full-service grocery and fresh food store committed to the complete satisfaction of you, our customers. We provide you with a friendly shopping experience in a clean, safe environment. Strachan Van Til remains dedicated to the communities we serve by supporting organizations and events that enhance the quality of life, like Region High School Sports on WRTW 90.5 FM The Key. To learn more about Strachan Van Til, we are on the web at strachanvantil.com. Quality service and selection. It's a Strachan Van Til thing. Since 1922, Smith Chevy in Hammond and Smith Chevy in Lowell have been working hard to earn trust as quality auto dealers for Northwest Indiana. With a wide range of new Chevrolets like the all-new Impala and the 35 miles per gallon Cruze, and plenty of certified pre-owned vehicles in stock, Smith Chevy tries to make the sales process as simple as possible by matching customers to the vehicle that fits them best. And Smith Chevy has the highest rated service department in Chicagoland. Smith Chevrolet, the first new car option. High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Welcome back to this Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, and we're streaming worldwide on the internet at regionsports.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, number one. What a fast-paced, high-scoring first half we have had here at Michigan City, and the Crown Point Bulldogs find themselves down just 3 points, 46-43 to the Wildcats of South Bend Riley. That's been a fun first half, Tom, but one of the big things that you really notice, it's the free throw shooting, and not to pick on any one kid, but Nick Jeffers, who's having a monster first half, just 1 of 6 at the free throw line, and right there is a lot of that 3-point difference. That and Crown Point's inability to stop Maurice Scott.
Well, and I think the missed free throws by Jeffers, a couple of those, they came up empty. They came up empty in the one possession where he was really deep and got fouled. He missed both free throws. And then 2 of the other ones were to complete the and one for a 3-point play. So those are demoralizing when somebody does that to you. So you foul him because he's got the ball that deep and you can't keep him out of there. But then he misses the free throw, so you almost get a little bit of a reprieve if you're South Bend Riley.
So it's 46-43 in favor of Riley here at the half. Attention, region athletic directors and coaches. BSN Sports is looking to talk to you. BSN Sports is the nation's largest team dealer and a partner with many area schools to provide game-changing solutions for uniforms, sportswear, and equipment. The phone number for BSN Sports is 219-661-0786. It's 219-661-0786. Scoreboard update brought to you by the Smith Auto Group. Smith Chevrolet in Hammond and Lowell. We go the extra mile. Of course, here at the half, Riley 46, Crown Point 43. At Marion in 4A with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Carmel leads Homestead 37-36. At Kankakee Valley in 3A after 3 quarters, Griffith leads South Bend St. Joe's 45-33. At North Judson in 2A after 1, LaVille leads Bishop Knoll 13-10. And a final at Triton in 1A, Michigan City Marquette Catholic advances to the semi-state. The defending state champions beat Tri-County 69-60. That's the scores we have thus far, and that scoreboard update brought to you by the Smith Auto Group. Smith Auto Group, America's best, now for less. 46-43 here. Riley leads Crown Point. Tom, let's go over the scoring numbers from the opening half.
Yeah, let's take a look at Crown Point. They had 43 total points in the half. Sasha Stefanovic came alive in that second quarter. He had 12 in the second quarter for a total of 17 for the half. Zane Bukowski came off the bench. I thought he really was a spark for them at both ends of the floor. He had 7 points. Grant Galen just got the 1 3-pointer in the first quarter early. He's got a 3 points. and Nick Jeffers has 16, 10 in the first, 6 in the second, and like you pointed out, a couple missed free throws, but he's really getting it done, and defensively he's working really hard in the post, in their 2-3, trying to keep the ball out of the middle. So a total of 43 for Crown Point. For South Bend Riley, 11 is the magic number. Maurice Scott's got 11, Sharmar Dillard's got 11, Demazie Anderson's got 11, Jaden Grundy's got 8, and Riantre Lewis has 5. And we just got handed the stats here. South Bend Riley, I want to find three-pointers. They're 9 for 14, 64%. That'll get you out of the gate pretty quick.
Crown Point not bad themselves, 5 of 10 for 50%. Shooting overall 61%, 62 really from the floor for Crown Point, and 69% for South Bend Riley. And not surprised to see those figures, Tom, because everything they're throwing up is going in. 13 rebounds for the Bulldogs, 11 for the Wildcats, 5 turnovers for each side.
Yeah, we're sitting here in the corner of the balcony. I think you and I could have made a couple threes that half, the way they were going down.
They sure were.
The stat I really like to look at, when you're coaching, points per possession. South Bend Riley, well, let's look at Crown Point, 1.48 points per possession. That's incredible. That means in every possession, you're almost getting a basket. So 1.48, that's ridiculously high. Unfortunately for Crown Point, South Bend Riley's at 1.64. So to see two teams together, at averaging 1.55 is incredible for a half. Definitely high-level basketball. And it's not that they're playing bad defense. Both teams just making shots, and they're kind of getting what they want, but they're knocking down the shots.
Delectable steaks, pasta, seafood, and chops are why Geno's Steakhouse has been voted best in the region by the Times readers for the 8th year in a row. Geno's Steakhouse with locations in Dyer or Maryville. Visit the website at genosteakhouse.com and like them on Facebook at facebook.com/Geno's Steakhouse. Tom, this is the second game of the day for both of these ball clubs. You have to wonder, can they come close to keeping this pace up, or is fatigue going to start entering into things here as we move along?
You wonder, but they're both playing so well. They've got to have high adrenaline level right now. Now they went and sat down for a couple minutes in the halftime. Be interesting to see the first 3 or 4 minutes how both teams come out. And if they both come out of the gate like they did in the first half, I think they could sustain it. I don't even know if they'll have to go to the bench much, aside from foul trouble, because you get the adrenaline going, a chance to go to semi-state and face off with, they know it's going to be, Homestead or Carmel. I'm not sure fatigue becomes an issue.
Crown Point has stepped on the floor. Their second half starting lineup, underwritten by Strachan Van Til. The website is strachanvantil.com, and it's the original starting 5: Bonin, Stefanovic, Berquist, Galen, and Jeffers. And now Riley taking to the court in their second half starting lineup, underwritten by Strachan Van Til. You're having a tailgate party. Strachan Van Til has everything necessary. Scott, Dillard, Anderson, Grundy, and Lawrence, their original starting 5 as well.
I'm really curious to see if anyone makes an adjustment here. Does South Bend Riley do something different to keep Jeffers from getting the ball so deep in the post? And at the other end, what's Crown Point going to do to keep Maurice Scott out of the paint?
It's Crown Point basketball to begin the second half. It goes right into Jeffers, spin move, throws it across the rim off the backboard. Rebound to Lawrence, and he brings it the other way for Riley. Gives it up to Scott, gets it back. Jumper, Lawrence, good.
Picked up right where he left off.
Riantre Lawrence, 48-43. Berquist takes it on the baseline, gives it up to Galen in the right corner. Galen being defended by Lawrence, brings it all the way back out to the top and resets. Jeffers steps out outside the arc. Backdoor cut by Bonin, and a great pass by Jeffers.
That's a great cut by Blake to get that back door and get just an open layup. There was no help side defense behind the cut.
Lawrence on the dribble, working on Berquist, spins, moves, Jeffers with the block. Saved by Bonin to Jeffers. And we're going to get a whistle to foul against Riley. That's some great hustle on the other end by Crown Point.
Yeah, that's two big plays back-to-back by Blake Bonin. He jumped out of bounds into the South Bend Riley bench and threw that pass backwards behind his back.
And on Maurice Scott, that's his third for the starting point guard for Riley. First team foul on the Wildcats in the second half. Bonin brings it to the right side of the floor with Scott on him, gives up the dribble. Berquist gets it in the jump ball circle. He's going to take it with the left hand along the lane to the bucket. Got it!
A strong move by Berquist.
First basket by Berquist, and it's a one-point game again. 48-47, Bulldogs trail, 6:38 in the third. Here's Dillard. Scott. Grundy, he wants a three from the left side. Buries it. Jaden Grundy with a three. 51-47, Riley.
Between these two teams, they've each shot over 400 three-pointers on the season. That's a lot of three-pointers.
Basketball comes in to Bergquist, who gives it up to Stefanovic, who will bring it up against Grundy. Stefanovic gives it up to Galen. Bergquist to the bucket, scores.
It looked like the same play. It looked like an instant replay of the last drive. They've got to get a stop here. They cut it to 2. They keep getting it to 2 to 3, and they can't get a stop. You got to get a stop emotionally to feel like you're back in this game and get over the hump. If they can get the lead, they might go on another run.
Here's a jumper from Anderson. That's off the rim, no good, and here's a rebound to the Bulldogs. Quickly up the floor, Stefanovic behind, over the head, no look to Jeffers, who scores it, and he's fouled.
What a great pass. Got in the paint. I think he surprised everybody. On the other hand, that's a great catch by Nick Jeffers. That's not a pass you expect, although they play together enough. Maybe he does, but wow, that's impressive. What a play.
And that ties the ball game at 51. Jeffers with the chance to put the Bulldogs in front. The foul on Dillard. Does.
And he knocks down the free throw. That's huge to take a lead. That's their first lead since 11-10.
52-51, Crown Point. 5:40 to play in the third. Scott, scoop, no. Stefanovic, the rebound. Scott going to pick up his fourth.
Scott may be shaken up.
That is huge.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Point.
I'm surprised Coach Johnson left him out there with 3 with this much time to go in the second half.
Morangan into the ball game as Scott will have a seat with 4 fouls at the 5:37 mark of the third quarter.
But Crown Point got a stop, came down, got a 3-point play. Now they got another stop. Can they string a couple scores here together with the stops, make it run?
Bergquist, Gala, Stefanovic, inside, Jeffers. He was so deep he couldn't get that shot up.
That's what I was saying earlier. He was literally under the basket when he was posting the guy up, which you never think you're going to get that deep.
And Anderson.
He had to reroute himself around the basket.
As he takes it to the bucket, Demazy Anderson, he's fouled by Sasha Stefanovic. That's 1 on Stefanovic. First team foul on Crown Point in the second half. 5:15 left in the third. 52-51 Bulldogs. Anderson, scoop shot, good, and Riley back in front.
I'd almost like to see Nick Jeffers on those catches go to the opposite side of the basket. It would be a little cleaner instead of trying to get space on the side where he's catching it.
Bergquist to the bucket, can't get it to fall. Battle for the loose ball. Jeffers gets it, can't score it. But a whistle and a foul against Riley.
Well, the fouls are just adding up. That's their 4th already with just under 5 to go in the third quarter.
And that's Morangan, Darius Morangan, that picks it up, his second.
That was a great rebound by Nick Jeffers. He kept it up. Ball was alive. It got batted away with all the hands in there. He went and got it again, and he kept it above his head when he went to the rim with it.
First one by Jeffers, in and out.
He didn't bring it down where everyone could get a shot at him.
Nick will get one more.
Coach Johnson for South Bend Riley's lobbying with referee Andy Simpson over there. I'm not sure if he thinks there wasn't fouls or he's just asking to keep an eye on something.
Jeffers splits a pair at that time. We're tied at 53.
What a game. This is the way a regional championship should be played.
Second tie of the quarter, 4th tie of the ball game. Runner, scoop, Dillard, no, batted around, brought down Galen. Bonin. Stefanovic, his pass intended for Jeffers. Intercepted, and slipping and falling on the other end is Lawrence.
Was he at a wet spot down there?
It looked like it the way his feet went out from under him.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
He's up and walking, but he fell awkwardly. He had a full head of steam going to the bucket.
They're getting a towel down there to try to wipe it up. South Bend Riley applying some full court pressure here. Looks like a 2-2-1. I can't tell if it's 2-2-1 or a man.
53-53, 4:28 remaining in the third quarter for a specialty breakfast or lunch, visit Jelly Pancake House in Maryville or Dyer. Open daily until 3 p.m. Jelly proudly offers homemade Greek yogurt smoothies, freshly squeezed orange juice, and a large gluten-free menu. Visit the website at jellypancakehouse.com and like them on Facebook at facebook.com/jellypancakehouse.
Yeah, there is a buzz in this building. You could sense it the whole game. There's people just talking about the last play that happened, and it's exciting.
Berquist with it on the right wing. Jeffers sliding through, no pass. Stefanovic gets it on the wing, shoots a three that goes in and out, and chased down, last touched by Galen. It'll go to Riley.
That was a nice set Coach Swan called there where they go screen to screener, and Sasha finds himself wide open on the right wing because they paid attention to Jeffers. See if they come back to that again when they need a good look.
Lawrence with the basketball, with the crossover, goes into the lane. The runner, good.
That's a tough basket there.
Reantre Lawrence with the field goal, 55-53 Riley.
You know, both teams have slowed down. They're scoring still, but they're both walking it up a little bit.
Berquist takes it all the way, off the glass, scores it. We're tied at 55. Josh Berquist.
I'm not sure South Bend Riley's figured out that he's left-handed yet.
And let's keep it that way.
Yeah, he's getting that angle and just using his body.
Lawrence for three at the top of the key. Riley up 58-55. 3 1/4 to play in the third. Bonin inside. Jeffers. Good.
Timeout, Crown Point. He's taking a full timeout.
58-57 Riley. 3:17 to play in the third. Let's take a break. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Strachan Van Til is a full-service grocery and fresh food store committed to the complete satisfaction of you, our customers. We provide you with a friendly shopping experience in a clean, safe environment. Strachan Van Til remains dedicated to the communities we serve by supporting organizations and events that enhance the quality of life, like Region High School Sports on WRTW 90.5 FM, The Key. To learn more about Strachan Van Til, we are on the web at strachanvantil.com. Quality service and selection. It's a Strachan Van Til thing. High school basketball on The Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
On with Tom Frank and Jerry Siska back with you here at Michigan City High School. We hope you're enjoying this one as much as we are, as you are listening to Prep Basketball on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key. It's underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, the talk of the town. 58-57. South Bend Riley. 3:17 to play in the third quarter. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Schererville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541. They are online at www.rkmissgroup.com. So here's Lawrence on the dribble up. Takes it to the right side. Gives it up. Grundy. Pull up over Bonin. No good. Battle for the loose ball. And Riley comes up with it. Lawrence now has it after the pass out. Knocked in the air. Lawrence able to come down with it. Gives it up. Grundy. He has it knocked away, and Bonin picks it up.
Crown Point.
Good defense by the Bulldogs, and they finally come up with the loose ball. Bonin with a good job into the front court. He's kind of being ridden right there by Grundy. No call. Stefanovic, Bonin, 2.5 to play in the third. A bucket puts Crown Point back in front. Stefanovic, Berquist, he gets a screen from Jeffers, takes it to the bucket, has it blocked from behind by Morangan. Lawrence quickly the other way, stolen by Bonin, and he's going to be called for a foul.
Boy, I didn't see that one. I thought he was going to call the push by Sasha Stefanovic coming down the lane. I didn't see that on Blake. We had a great angle for it. We might have had a better angle than the official, actually.
That's why we had the call right.
Wow, that's a big call, too.
Scoreboard update for you, brought to you by the Smith Auto Group, Smith Chevrolet, and Smith Ford. All the roads lead to Lowell. At the Marion Regional, Homestead wins it 41-37 over Carmel, and they will go to the semi-state next week.
Yeah, that Homestead team's loaded, too. Caleb Swanigan, Jordan Geist. We saw Geist here last year for Penn. Almost will his team in the fourth quarter to a win over Lake Central.
Lawrence splits a pair. No, he got them both, didn't he? 59-57.
No, he missed the first.
Okay,
so
he did split the pair.
Game, yep.
2-point game. Jeffers couldn't handle the pass. Ball's loose on the floor, goes out of bounds, and it'll go to Riley.
You know, Coach Swan was trying to get a timeout, but they'd already lost possession. He couldn't get the official's attention quick enough because he's on the opposite side of where the play happened. And the lead official was down on the baseline, where he should be, but that's a tough spot.
So a turnover by the Bulldogs with 2:02 to play in the third quarter. And Riley with the basketball in the lead, 59-57.
You know, this time of year you'll see some of the national championship stuff for high school, and they'll play with shot clocks, and there's a lot of guys saying you got to have a shot clock, but we don't need one here today.
No, they're shooting pretty quick. Here's a shot right there by Grundy. A three, no good. Long rebound tapped in the air. And last touch by Galen. Although I thought
that was the right call, actually.
I thought it might have been Carson, 25, that tapped it out. He's in the ball game, a senior for Riley.
And the two officials on this side looked at each other, both had the same call.
So it comes in, Anderson brings it to the middle. It's back to the right, crossover. That gets him into the lane. Runner good. DeMazie Anderson with the bucket. It's back to a 4-point lead for Riley. Minute and a half to play in the third. Bergquist, and he is going to be fouled as he tries to drive baseline.
You get the Bronx cheer by the Crown Point faithful.
Messiah Carson picks it up, his first. And Bulldogs trigger the inbound baseline left of the bucket. Comes in Stefanovic.
You know, they haven't looked inside to Jeffers in a few possessions. See if they get him a touch.
Bergquist with it. Jeffers is going to give him a screen. Bergquist with the stutter. Tries to go back to Jeffers. Had a little trouble with the pass. Then caught it. Missed the shot. Galen trails. Got the rebound on the putback basket.
That's a great play by Galen to foul it up. Get the putback in the air. Not bring it back all the way down.
61-59. 63 seconds left in the third. Lawrence with it.
Crown Point's really got to try to keep these guys in front of them. As soon as they get ahead of steam, they're getting by them.
Lawrence goes right inside the arc and hits. 63-59. 40 seconds as Bonin brings it up on the dribble. Grundy on him.
Lawrence is working on a 10-point quarter himself.
Bonin has his shot blocked. Lawrence brings it the other way for Riley. Gives it up. Carson the jumper. No. Stefanovic the board for the Bulldogs with 20 seconds. Brings it across the half-court line. Uses the crossover in front of Anderson. Gives it up to Bonin.
They're going to want the last shot because Michigan City has the ball to start the fourth quarter. Possession arrow. They're going high screen with Jeffers.
Bergquist, little stutter that takes him to the basket. The shot is blocked, but a foul with 2.6 on the clock.
Coach Johnson for South Bend Riley didn't like that call at all. He was all the way to half court.
And the foul there on Messiah Carson, his second. Bergquist to shoot 2 for the Bulldogs. First one, good. Bergquist will get one more.
You look at the stat sheet, it's interesting. It's like guys are taking turns. Who's going to be the man that quarter? We had Sasha Stefanovic, go for 12 in the second quarter. He's scoreless in the third, but Josh Bergquist is here. This could be for his 8th point if he knocks down this free throw.
And he cannot. Rebound. Riley. Lawrence launches it. It just misses it at the other end. A 3-point game after 3. Riley 63. Crown Point 60. Back with the fourth after this. You're listening to High School Basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When facing cancer, you want the best possible care. The hospitals of Franciscan Alliance are committed to providing state-of-the-art treatment using the most advanced cancer-fighting technology available. All right here in our community. You would go anywhere for world-class cancer treatment. It's nice to know we don't have to go far for Franciscan Alliance Cancer Care. For more information, visit franciscanalliance.org. BarryBrothers.org.
Sports in the region are about tradition, and since 1946, Barry Brothers in Hammond has built a tradition of quality and service. With a professionally trained sales staff, Barry Brothers offers a selection of quality American-made work boots, safety shoes, and apparel. Located on Indianapolis Boulevard, a half-mile north of Interstate 94, Barry Brothers is devoted to providing exceptional service to ensure the satisfaction of every customer. Barry Brothers is open 7 days a week, and gift certificates are available. The website is barrybros.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Welcome back to this Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key. And we're streaming worldwide on the internet at RegionSports.com. It's underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Number one, along with Tom Branca, Jerry Siska back with you here at Michigan City High School. Lawrence for three, that's no good. Long rebound. One Riley player knocked it off another. Dillard, the last to touch it, it'll go to Crown Point. The Strachan Van Til fourth quarter starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Dane Bukowski is out there with Bonin, Jeffers, Galen, and Sasha Stefanovic. Strachan Van Til, the website is strachanvantil.com. Bonin has it in the right corner, inside to Jeffers. He was too deep on the baseline that time.
He's got to know. You teach post players your low foot should never be below the block. That time both feet were below the block. He had nowhere to go. He was pinned underneath the backboard.
Here's Anderson with the dribble. 63-60 Riley. Anderson lifts. Shot no good. Bukowski chases it down nicely in the far corner. To Bonin. 7:10 to play. Stefanovic. Nice little crossover. Floater partially blocked by Morangan, and he brings the ball down. And then it's stripped away by Galen to the bucket. That won't go. Lawrence with the rebound, and he'll bring it quickly the other way. Gives it up. Dillard with the reverse. The crossover.
That's a big sequence for South Bend Riley to capitalize on that.
65-60 Riley. 6:40 to play in the ball game. How about we talked about that the scoring slowed down in the third quarter. A 17-17 quarter is slowed down in the pace of this one.
Exactly.
Bukowski gives it up to Galen. Bonin in the corner. He tries to go into Jeffers. Knocked away by Morangan. And Berquist will come into the game, and Bukowski will have a seat.
See if they run a set here to get Galen on this side of the floor off of a double.
Bonin. Jeffers gets it, and Morangan committed the foul, his third. Other than Berquist moving, though, and when that was taken away, nobody moved on an out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, it was just like a one move, and when that was taken away, they didn't know what to do.
Fortunately, they were bailed out by the foul by Morangan. That's 17th foul on Riley. So Nick Jeffers at the line to shoot a one in the bonus.
Yeah, I'd like to take a minute to throw a shout-out to Gavitt, ex-coach and athletic director Brandon Ridenauer. He's out in Arizona. He's watching this online. He's been texting. Nice to know we got an audience, and we're worldwide. We're in Arizona now.
Isn't that awesome? Second one by Jeffers is in and out. Tapped around, comes down to Riley. You know what? We also need to wish a happy 39th birthday to Jill Grace, the wonderful mother-in-law of our executive producer, Chris Ramirez. So happy 39th, Jill. Three ball on the way by Riley. No good. Rebound.
Great rebound
by Galen.
He really got up on that one. You know, this point in the game in a regional championship, it's who wants it more. There will be loose balls, 50-50 balls, and you got to get more of your share than theirs.
Galen.
He called the push-off.
Galen did with the tight defense. First on Grant, third on Crown Point. That's a turnover as well. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Sherrville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541, and they are online at www.rkmissgroup.com. 65-61 South Bend Riley. They have the basketball. 5:44 to play. This is Grundy with it. Grundy on the drive, on the kick out. Pump fake. Lawrence goes to the bucket. It's out of his hands. Knocked out of his hands by the Bulldogs. And we'll stay with Riley.
Great help defense by Blake Bonin there because He threw a pump fake on the arc, and he had baseline all to himself, and Blake came down and got a hand on that and knocked it out of bounds.
Grundy gets the pass on the inbound. Bonin on him. Going to give it up to Lawrence, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout, South Bend Riley. It'll be a full 5:29 to play, 65-61 SBR. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by attorney Carl Hand and the Hand Law Group. Located at 1000 Eagle Ridge Drive in Cherville, the Hand Law Group has over 20 years' experience in personal injury, family law, estate planning, and business law. To learn more, the web address is carlhandlaw.com, and the phone number is 219-961-2376. Carl Hand and the Hand Law Group. Quality, experience, results. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the State Farm Agency of Bob Reese in Crown Point. Located at 152 West Joliet Street, Bob Reese State Farm is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and in the evenings by appointment, and the office can be reached at 663-7337, 663-7337. Bob Reese State Farm is a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics on the Region Sports Network. Attention Region Athletic Directors and Coaches, BSN Sports is looking to talk to you. BSN Sports is the nation's largest team dealer and have partnered with many area schools to provide game-changing solutions for uniforms, sportswear, and equipment. The phone number for BSN Sports, 219-661-0786. Riley basketball, and they have the lead, 65-61. 5:25 remaining in this one. Lawrence with it, gives it up to Grundy. Goes in the corner, and that looks like Anderson. With the dribble, he brings it to the free throw line. Pump fake, goes up, scores it.
Well, their whole game right now is just dribble, drive, get in the paint. Crown Point's got to do something to keep them out of the paint. They're pretty dangerous right now. They've decided to go inside.
It's a 6-point game, 67-61. 5 minutes exactly on the clock. Stefanovic for three. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound to Lawrence. Lawrence brings it across the half-court line. Grundy into the corner. Dillard for three. That's short. Rebound to Bonin. Here come the Bulldogs, 4:43.
You know, Dillard doesn't really get a lot of lift on his jump shot, and right now his last two or three have all been in front of the rim. He may be getting tired.
Bergquist to Jeffers, and Jeffers is fouled.
See, that was that strong move by Jeffers. He went up with two hands there, knew he was going to absorb contact. He didn't go up with one. He went up even stronger than he has all game, and he's a warrior out here today.
That foul on Dillard is third, team eighth. Crown Point will be shooting free throws on every whistle against Riley the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's big when you're chasing a lead here. They're down 6. Need to make these 2. Get it to 4, play a little defense, and see what happens.
3-4 dribbles by Jeffers. First free throw is up and good.
Yeah, that looked a lot better. Nick Jeffers was a little more posted up. He was a lot more stable in his upper body when he shot that one. That was pure. That was a great stroke right there.
He gets one more. 5-point game. 4.5 to play. Second one. That is good as well. Jeffers, after struggling through 3, has hit 3 of 4 in this quarter. 67-63. Lawrence across the half-court line.
Riley's going to run high screen.
Rangan setting the screen for Lawrence. Kick out. And Grundy hits a 3 from the left quarter. Jaden Grundy. That's his 4th 3 of the game. And a whistle and a foul against Grundy of Riley. It's his 3rd.
Yeah, that set that South Bend Riley just ran, all it was high screen. And they were able to reverse the action and get back to the left side, and Grundy just spotted up in the left corner. And when his guy had to go help on the drive, he's wide open.
Blake Bonin at the line to shoot a 1 in the bonus. 4:09 on the clock here in the 4th. Needs these as CP trails by 7. First one, good. He'll get another.
See if Coach Swan changes up a defense at all here so that they can't run that. That's a real tough matchup for Crown Point right now if they want to run high screen and spot up shooters in each corner.
Bonin makes them both. 5-point game, 70-65. We approach 4 minutes. 4 minutes left in the 4th. Lawrence across the
high
half-court
screen
line.
again.
Rangan with that screen. Lawrence kicks to Grundy in the corner. Grundy wants a three again and hits it. Man, these kids can shoot.
Yeah, that's just a tough assignment for Crown Point to stop that.
Stefanovic for three on the other end. 73 to 68. Riley, 3:35 on the clock. Lawrence across the half-court line between the legs. Now he goes to the left side, takes it to the bucket. There's the block, but a whistle and a foul.
That was the same play again. He rejected the screen, went down the left lane line. Reantre Rice is the one that's doing all that action from the top of the key.
Foul right there on Josh Bergquist, his third.
Yes, they didn't call it on, it was Sasha that went for the block.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. Is that...
did Riley call that? Is that what they said?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah, I think it was Riley. I think he realized these guys are getting a little gassed.
And it's a full timeout. Let's take a quick break ourselves. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network. The only game in town.
Misprint can help your team's identification with team banners, trading cards, personalized team posters, stickers, decals, and fundraising ideas too. Misprint has two locations, 8244 Calumet Avenue in Munster and in Hammond at 6931 Calumet Avenue. Both locations open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and in Munster, Saturdays till noon. Online, it's misprintusa.com. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, designs, and signs.
Morris Baseball and Softball Center, a new baseball and softball development program in Northwest Indiana, provides instruction for aspiring athletes. The staff at Morris Baseball and Softball Center has over 95 years of combined professional experience, and they provide instruction which includes game-tested methods used by major league teams. Located inside Omni 41 in Schererville, Morris Baseball and Softball provides disciplined, well-organized practices and places players in highly competitive opportunities to achieve success. For more information on Morris Baseball and Softball, the phone number is 227-5250, and the website is morrisbaseballcenter.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
You're listening to high school basketball on the Region Sports Network, 90.5 The Key, underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, the talk of the town, along with Tom Brankin. Jerry Siska back with you here at Michigan City. Lawrence misses the first free throw. He hits the second. Got the scores for you, and we'll get you those in just a moment. 74 to 68. Riley, 3:20 to play. Stefanovic with the runner off the glass. It won't go.
So there was a lot of contact there over his right shoulder when he went up for that little runner. No call.
Grundy with the board.
Maurice Scott's back in the game. They just spread Crown Point out, went to a four corners.
And Scott picks up the fifth foul and an offensive foul.
That was a careless foul. Blake Bonin did a great job taking the charge, but if you're Maurice Scott, you just got back in the game with 3 to go in a 6-point game. You can't take that foul. Put yourself in that position for the official to make that call.
Hey, real quick, scoreboard update brought to you by the Smith Auto Group. Smith Chevrolet in Hammond. Se habla Espanol. Griffith wins in 3A at Kankakee Valley, 62-50. And with 2 minutes left in 2A, Bishop Knoll leads LaVille 39-38. College hoops in the ACC championship game. Notre Dame by 5 over North Carolina at the break. Here it's 74 to 68. Riley, 2:59 to go. Full court pressure by the Wildcats. It's Bulldog basketball. Bonin.
Crown Point gets it in Bergquist's hands. He's been successful with the drive to his left.
Double screen at the top. Bergquist pulls up, gives it to Galen. I wanted to go back to Stefanovic, but there wasn't space to get the pass there. Bonin gives it up to Bergquist, 2:40. Stefanovic going to take it all the way to the bucket, and he's fouled.
That was a great play by Stefanovic.
Tonight's game is underwritten in part by Tom Brankin, Accounting, Consulting, and Profit Coaching. Located at 222 Indianapolis Boulevard in Schererville. Tom Brankin specializes in small to medium-sized businesses with a special emphasis on family businesses, and he has hands-on experience using QuickBooks. More information on services including Focus, a systematic approach and tool to help maximize the business's profit. The phone number is 219-793-4262, That's 219-793-4262. He hit them both, didn't he?
Yep.
74-70 after the 2 free throws by Sasha Stefanovic. 2.5 minutes to go. Riley with the lead. Lawrence across the half-court line.
Riley's really pulling Crown Point out. They've gone to a 4-corner look.
Lawrence gets to the left side of the lane, then backs it back out. Good defense right there by Bergquist. Lawrence goes across over, Bonin steps up, and Blake commits the foul. Grundy was open in that left corner, and he was going to launch at 2:04.
Yeah, I hate to second guess Coach Swan, but at this point, if they're going to do that and try to isolate you, that's a tough matchup for anybody on Crown Point. If you're going to let them dribble, drive, and kick the shooters, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go with something here with a little bit more of a trap or pressure. Maybe get different guys to shoot it.
From behind, Stefanovic able to knock it out of Dillard's hands and out of bounds, or excuse me, that was Anderson's hands. Went out of bounds, it'll stay with Riley.
The officials got together and talked about that one to make sure the call was right.
So here's Dillard to trigger the inbound. Gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence, the dribble, turns, gives it up, and Anderson, as they're going to run a little weave at the top. Oh, he traveled.
He dragged his foot, no call.
Anderson traveled, got away with it. He has the ball now, and now he's going to be fouled. Which one will get it? Stefanovic and Bergquist were both there.
Well, if you're Crown Point and you want the ball in Anderson's hands, he got real tight here where he's, even on that drive right before the foul, he was losing control of the ball.
It's going against Sasha Stefanovic, his second. Team 6. Comes into Dillard.
So South Bend Riley will be shooting on the next foul.
Lawrence has it. Near the half-court line, nearly walked again. Gives it up to Dillard. Nearly a travel there, too. Lawrence has it in the jump ball circle. Buck and a quarter. He slipped.
Oh, that's a travel.
Wow. This is Anderson. And a foul, and that's going against Bergquist, his 4th. But 4 travels there against Riley, none of them whistled.
Yeah, there was a drag foot, there was a run on the catch. Yeah, South Bend Riley's getting a little shaky with the ball at this point. Their point guard just fouled out, Maurice Scott.
So Riantre Lawrence shoot a 1 in the bonus. 74-70 Riley. Free throw up, no good. And the rebound of the Bulldogs.
Riantre Lawrence is 75% shooter on the year from the free throw line. Pressure will do that to you.
Stefanovic with the scoop has it. 2-point game. Timeout, Crown Point. See if that'll be a 30 or a full.
Looks like a 30. What a great move by Sasha there with the left. Little up and under, scoop shot, high off the glass. Pretty shot.
74-72. The Bulldogs down 2. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the United Federal Credit Union Big Money Play of the Game, underwritten by our friends at United Federal Credit Union. United Federal Credit Union, not a member yet. Open an account today at UnitedFCU.com. Also at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Berry Brothers Blue Collar Player of the Game. That's underwritten by our friends at Berry Brothers. Berry Brothers, a blue-collar store for the blue-collar worker. Also at the end of the contest, we'll name our Lincoln Carryout Super Sub of the Game for the player who came off the bench to make the biggest contribution. The Super Sub of the Game is underwritten by Lincoln Carryouts on North Main Street in Crown Point. Lincoln Carryouts, home of the Italian Submarine and the Steelworker Sandwiches. Full court pressure coming from Crown Point. 65 seconds remain. 74-72. The Bulldogs trail, and their fans are on their feet here on this near side of Michigan City Gymnasium. Lawrence going to bring it up. Dane Bukowski to defend. Bonin steps over. Lawrence lost it. Last touched by Riley. It goes to the Bulldogs. Josh Bergquist to re-enter. Dane Bukowski out.
Yeah, there's a case where Riantre Lawrence had to bring it up. He's getting double teamed in the backcourt. because they don't have their point guard, Maurice Scott, after fouling out. He's been handling the ball and handling the pressure against full court pressure all day.
Here comes Bonin into the front court with 50 seconds. Bulldogs down 2. Bergquist. Stefanovic with the behind the back, nearly lost it, got it to Bonin, 40 seconds. Bulldogs need a field goal to tie it. Bonin, Stefanovic, Jeffers between the circles, Bergquist here on the left wing, Galen to the bucket, off the glass, it's blocked and saved by Lawrence in the corner, and a foul on Jeffers.
Well, Galen, a lot of contact on that drive to the rim on the right side. I thought he was fouled. I didn't think it was that tough of a call, actually. He got hit from behind. That's a brutal call this late in the game to not get the whistle.
Riley has been given some advantages, let's say, at least in our opinion.
Yeah, I thought that was an easy call. I just happened to be taking a little video of that, and he does get hit from behind pretty hard. He gets sent crashing to the ground on the baseline.
We've got a full timeout being called by South Bend Riley, it looks like. That'll be a Crown Point, a full timeout. Okay, I was trying to get in there a score that we had, so let's use this opportunity to give you a Smith Auto Group scoreboard update. Smith, Chevy, and Hannon. Smith, Chevy, and Smith Ford, all roads lead to Lowell. All right, a final in Class 2A. Bishop Knoll advances to the regional. They beat LaVille 43-39. We mentioned to you that Griffith advances to the regional. They win the to the semi-state, winning the Kankakee Valley Regional 62-50. Michigan City Marquette advances to the semi-state. They win the Trenton Regional 69-60 over Tri-County. And the winner here will play Homestead in the semi-state next week. Homestead eliminated Carmel to win the Marion Regional 41-37. Here, it's 74-72. Riley with 19.5 on the clock. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game, Crowell Company. They have offices open from 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Lawrence with the free throw. It's up and good.
That's a big free throw to make it a 3-point game.
This one could turn it into 2 possessions, and there's just 19-5 left for Crown Point to work with. Lawrence, without any dribble, goes up, fires. It's off the front of the iron, no good.
Got a foul call.
And the Bulldogs with the rebound, and the foul is going to go against Morangen, his 4th.
Boy, only .2 went off the clock. Nice to get 2 points here. Can make it a 1-point game with no time going off the clock. That's huge. That's 5 on
Morangen. So he's the second player for Riley to foul out. Maurice Scott already has. And they've got a couple other key kids with 3. Bukowski comes in. Carson gets set to come in.
Nick Jeffers to the line. He's made 3 of 4 in this quarter.
He'll get 2 here. Big free throws coming. First one up and good.
Well, he looks like a completely different shooter here in this second half compared to the first half.
75-73. The Bulldogs trail by 2. Next one up, and it's a 1-point game. Riley, Lawrence with it. Bukowski fouls him. Dane Bukowski commits the foul, his 2nd, team 9th. It's a 1 and the bonus for Lawrence.
Yeah, this will be the last one. That's a 1-and-1 for South Bend Riley. From here on out, it would be a double bonus. So Lawrence, I've got him as 2 for 5 in this quarter. And like I said, he's a 73% shooter, 74% free throw shooter on the year. But it's a little different when it's to close out a regional championship with this crowd noise and different environment.
Free throw up and good.
You know, he made that, but just his body language, I'm not sure he thought that was in when it was off his hand. He was kind of begging that one to go in a little bit.
2-point game. 15.8 left. Lawrence with one more for Riley. Up, and that one is good as well. 3-point game. Timeout. Crown Point, it's a full timeout. That's one more thing we need to do here, and we're going to flip to that page and do it, Tom. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Schererville. When it comes to business that is, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541, and they are online at www.rkmissgroup.com. So, Tom, what do you do here? You're down 3. You've got a good 3-point shooting club, but do you try to get a fast 2 and foul?
I think it depends. If you can get a quick layup, you can get a quick one, say with 10 or more left, I think you get the 2 points and you foul. I think if it goes any longer than that, or if you get a great look for a 3, I mean, they're good 3-point shooters, you take it. I think first available look. Now, South Bend Riley counters with the full court pressure here to make them use some clock, just getting it up the floor. It's a great move by coach from South Bend Riley.
So the Bulldogs get it in.
They need to push here.
Comes into Bonin, 14, 13, 12. It's across the timeline at 10. Gives it up to Bergquist, 8.
Got a good look.
Galen for 3. No. Jeffers, battle. Bergquist. And Clint Swan able to get a timeout called with 1.1 left.
So that was a good call by Coach Swan. Was that Bergquist that had gotten the rebound, I think?
Yes.
And he was having to back up to try to get to the 3-point line. The time might have gone off before he got to the 3-point line to shoot it. That's a good timeout because now you get to take it out. I think it'll be out of bounds on the sideline.
30-second timeout. No.
Now you could actually enter the ball and get a shot. Now, if you're South Bend Riley, do you foul? This is the foul or defend debate. And in a 3-point game, I think I foul. You know, with 1.1, you can foul and make him shoot the free throws. Even if he makes the first, he'll try to miss the second. And with 1.1, all you got to do is get a hand on it and tip the ball, knock it away, and Crown Point wouldn't be able to make another shot to tie the game up.
The possession arrow does belong to Crown Point. According to the scoreboard, each team has 1 timeout remaining. Riley, 77. Crown Point, 74.
Yeah,
Crown Point.
Ball's going to be on the baseline.
Crown Point looking to get a 3 and send this to overtime and give themselves a chance to join Griffith, Bishop Knoll, and Michigan City Marquette in the semi-state.
I mean, if I'm South Bend Riley, I don't even know if I defend inside the arc at this point. Because to catch it and score it is going to say they put 1.5 on the clock now. It was 1.1. It's 1.5.
Got some good shooters out there in Stefanovic.
I think you give them a 2. Defend the arc if you're South Bend Riley.
Riley's going to go 5 against 4 on the floor and not guard the inbound man, Bergquist. Here's Stefanovic. Off the backboard, it won't go, and Crown Point falls. South Bend Riley knocks off Crown Point 77-74 in this Michigan City Regional Championship game. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. McShane's Total Graphic Solutions puts your company name and logo on just about anything. We offer a full line of custom marketing products and services like custom imprinted mugs, pens, and magnets, quality employee apparel, with custom imprinting and embroidery, executive gifts, customer appreciation and gifts, and so much more. McShane staff can help you select the right items to help you achieve excellent results. McShane's 1-800-837-1400 or online at mcshanes.com. Quality, family, convenience, trust. The four interlocking diamonds that symbolize United Federal Credit Union represent our commitment to our members. Quality, what we strive for in every transaction. Family, we have products and financial advice for every stage of life, like we would for our own family. Convenience, we are constantly adding ways to make our products more convenient, like mobile banking, online banking, and 24-hour telephone banking. Service, our service-oriented staff will take the time to get to know you on a personal level. United Federal Credit Union in Griffith. We'll get you there.
Pet Supplies Plus has supplied safe and healthy pet care supplies and all-natural pet foods for over 20 years and is now open in Crown Point. At Pet Supplies Plus, we believe that people don't own pets, pets own people. As pet lovers ourselves, everything we do is designed to make pets happy. Our in-store team members can not only find the right products, but they have a talent for remembering a pet's face and name. This philosophy is the foundation of Pet Supplies Plus. So visit us at 1676 East Summit Street in Crown Point from 9 to 9 Monday through Saturday and Sundays until 7 p.m. Kent Jeffers, attorney at law in Crown Point, specializes in assisting clients with wills, trusts, and estate planning. Creating a will can be a daunting task. Don't let life take you by surprise because of a lack of planning. With more than 20 years of experience, Kent Jeffers can help you protect your family and prepare for the unexpected. An attorney you can trust, Kent Jeffers on the Square in Crown Point. The phone number is 219-230-4131. Kent Jeffers, attorney at law in Crown Point, is proud to support the Crown Point Bulldogs.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Welcome back to Michigan City High School and this Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, 90.5 The Key. Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, #1. A valiant effort, an exciting basketball game, but unfortunately Crown Point comes up just a little short this evening, falling to the Wildcats of South Bend Riley, 77-74. And it was an entertaining game, an exciting game, and just couldn't quite get it done at the finish, Tom.
Yeah, it was one of those games where Crown Point spent so much energy trying to get back in the game. They had only 3 leads in the whole game. They were up 4-2. Then they were up 10-8. And then in the third quarter, they took the lead 52-51. Otherwise, they were chasing all day. They just couldn't get enough stops. You know, I got to believe South Bend Riley probably stayed at 1.4 per possession, which is a high number. They shot an outstanding percentage, and when they weren't getting to the rim, they were getting fouled. So it's a lot of energy to try to climb back into a game like that, especially as quick pace as it was, and probably the second game of the day, too.
Yep.
But it was a high-level game. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Crown Point finishes the year at 19-9 on the season. South Bend Riley, they go to the semi-state at 12-14. How about the fact that Riley would have to win the state title to have a 500 record this year?
Yeah, and you know, it's like they're crashing the party. They're going to play Homestead, who's number 2 or 3 in the state, depending on who you're talking to. Yeah, and South Bend Riley under 500, a Sagarin rating of 106, and they're in the Final Four.
Wow, and with so many freshmen on this team starting and coming off the bench, this is going to be a good ball club for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, they've got playmakers all over the floor. I was really impressed. I was impressed earlier with what their freshmen did. Their freshmen were outstanding. They had 22 points between them in the first half and shooting the 3-ball really well. And then they turn it over to their senior in the fourth quarter.
Take a look at the high scores for both ball clubs in this one tonight, Tom.
Yeah, South Bend Riley, pretty balanced scoring. Reantre Lawrence took over in that second half. He had 14 in the second half, and they started to run that isolation ball screen, high screen, and he was finding shooters or getting to the rim. He had 19. Then Demazi Anderson and Jaden Grundy had 17 each. Dillard had 13, and Maurice Scott had 11 before fouling out. So only 5 guys on the score sheet, but they got it done, 77 points.
And for Crown Point?
For Crown Point, the leading scorer was Nick Jeffers. I thought he was outstanding all day. He got caught a couple times maybe under the rim, but he worked really hard, never got a rest, and he was working at both ends of the floor. He had 26. Sasha Stefanovic had 24, and then Zane Bukowski off the bench had 7. Josh Berquist had 7, all in the third quarter for Josh. And Grant Galon had 5, and Blake Bonin had 4. So a total of 73.
77-74 the final. Riley advances to play Homestead in the semi-state next week. Time to name the super sub of the game, underwritten by Lincoln Carryouts on North Main Street in Crown Point. Lincoln Carryouts, home of the Italian Submarine and the Steel Worker Sandwiches. And took a look at everything and really played some quality minutes. Thane Bukowski, the senior, Crown Point, our super sub of the game.
Yeah, I thought in the first half he was a real spark for him. As a matter of fact, when he came in the game in the first quarter, his first touch, and as a coach, I always say get a touch before you shoot. He drilled one from the left corner for a three when they needed it, and then he had 4 good points in the second quarter and played some defense for him too. So that was an easy call.
Thane Bukowski, tonight's super sub of the game, underwritten by Lincoln Carryouts on North Main Street in Crown Point. Lincoln Carryouts, home of the Italian Submarine and the Steel Worker Sandwiches. Time to name the big money play of the game, underwritten by United Federal Credit Union. United Federal Credit Union. Not a member yet? Open an account today at UnitedFCU.com.
Yeah, the play of the game happened in the third quarter, drew some oohs and ahs from both fan sections. Sasha Stefanovic for Crown Point. It was 51-49 South Bend Riley early in the third. He drove down the right side of the lane, broke a guy down, got into the paint, had 2 guys coming at him in the air, and threw a behind-the-head pass to Nick Jeffers. Jeffers made it and got fouled, completed the and one to give him a 1-point lead, and that was actually their last lead of the game, but that was easily the play of the game for Crown Point.
There you go. That's your big money play of the game, underwritten by United Federal Credit Union. United Federal Credit Union, located at 510 North Broad Street in Griffith. Time to name the blue-collar player of the game, underwritten by Berry Brothers. Berry Brothers, the source for quality work and safety footwear and apparel.
You know, we talked about a blue-collar player of the game. I go with Nick Jeffers. He had 26 early in the game. 4 of the first 6 possessions, they threw it in there. He was getting great position all night. He worked really hard. Yeoman's effort, and he had 26 points for the night, but the kid battled. He was a warrior all night. He didn't back down from anybody and tried to throw him on his back there for a while, but he's the Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game with 26 points, Nick Jeffers. And
he closes out a brilliant career here at Crown Point as the blue-collar player of tonight's game, underwritten by Berry Brothers, located 1/2 mile north of I-80-94 on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond. Finally, time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies, they are the insurance superheroes.
Yeah, the superhero of the game is also Crown Point, Sasha Stefanovic. He had 24 points, and I thought in that fourth quarter he got them back in it to where they were within striking distance. He had 7 points in the fourth quarter. He had a brilliant pass in the third. He really got involved to where he took over the game, I thought, for Crown Point. So he was the Crowell Company's superhero of the game, was Sasha Stefanovic from Crown Point.
That is underwritten by the Crowell Companies. They have offices open from 9 to 9 Monday through Friday, and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Before we get through the billboard and roll some credits, here's a scoreboard update for you, brought to you by the Smith Auto Group, Smith Auto Group, the home of no hassle, no haggle pricing. And again here tonight, the South Bend Riley Wildcats eliminate Crown Point 77-74. Riley will take on Homestead, who defeated Carmel 41-37. Griffith advances. They knock out South Bend St. Joe's 62-50 to win the Kankakee Valley Regional. Bishop Knoll wins the North Judson Regional 43-39 over LaVille. How about Knoll getting hot at the right time of the year? That makes them just 13-13 on the season.
Yeah, they're obviously playing their best basketball right now to go on a run like they are.
And the defending 1A state champs, the Michigan City Marquette Catholic Blazers, they win the Triton Regional once again. They beat Tri-County 69-60. That's your scoreboard update, brought to you by the Smith Auto Group. 3 Northwest Indiana locations, 2 brands, 1 name. Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on 90.5 FM WRTW and on the internet at RegionSports.com is underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers, the MVP of MPGs. The Crowell Companies, your insurance superheroes. Berry Brothers, a tradition of quality and service since 1946. McShane's Business Products and Solutions since 1921. The Lake County agents of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Christensen Chevrolet in Highland, driving the American dream. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, design, and sign. Blue 82 in St. John, food, friends, and fun. Strachan Van Til, where fresh is more than just a word. Morris Baseball and Softball Center, providing elite instruction. The Auto Store in Highland, founded on trust, integrity, and respect. Randall K. Mist Accounting Group, putting the numbers to work. Jack's Warehouse, great entertainment for the whole family. Triple Crown Baseball and Softball Academy, where the All-Stars train. Smith Chevrolet in Hammond and Smith Chevrolet in Lowell. We go the extra mile. Smith Ford in Lowell, your No Bull Ford dealership. United Federal Credit Union, banking made easy. And by the Town Club Restaurant and Highland Steak and Seafood for 65 years. Tonight's special broadcast underwriters include Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, great prices, no begging. PSN Sports, providing game-changing solutions for schools. Gino's Steakhouse, delectable steaks, pasta, and seafood. Jelly Pancake House, not just your ordinary restaurant. Franciscan St. Anthony Health Sports Medicine Institute, improve performance and avoid injury through training. Lincoln Carryouts at Crown Point, home of the Italian submarine. The city of Crown Point, building a stronger community from within since 1834. Z Alloy Metal Distribution, Crown Point Industry, backing the Bulldogs. Bobby's State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Need a car? Call today, drive tomorrow. Broncos Restaurant in Crown Point. Pinnacle Insurance, serving Indiana and Chicagoland for nearly 70 years. Attorney Kent Jeffers, experience you can trust. We were given the final stats on tonight's ball game. Anything stand out to you there, Tom?
Yeah, the thing that really jumps out, Crown Point, look at their offensive statistics. They shot 25 for 50 from the field for 50%. 6 of 15 from the three-point range for 40%. Not too bad from the free throw line, 18 for 27, and they lose a game because South Bend Riley came out and shot 58% for the game, 57% from three-point range, 13 for 23. You know, they had that run early where they knocked down 5 threes in the first quarter. You thought they'd cool off. They just really never cooled off. I mean, they stayed hot, and it's amazing how well they shot the ball for the whole game. So tough to beat someone when they shoot 57% from three-point range, 58% overall. And when we talked about the points per possession, such a high level of basketball. Crown Point was at 1.23 per possession, which is a dream for a coach. You want to be at 1. You can be at 1.0. That's a successful night offensively. But South Bend Riley was a little better at 1.31 points per possession. That's some high-level basketball.
It was a 3-point game at the half, 46-43 Riley. Each club with 31 points in the second half, each with 17 in the third, each with 14 in the fourth. 3-point game. It was a phenomenal regional championship game, Tom, just like you would hope and expect once you reach this level of the tournament.
Yeah, you're hoping when you see, the teams both play well. You don't want to see somebody just really lay an egg and not play well. And we got that. I mean, it was a thrilling game. It was a lot of fun. And right out of the box, both teams were firing it, and it looked like they were throwing them into, the dishwasher. It was so open up there. But yeah, Crown Point's got nothing to hang their heads for. They played well. They just didn't get them stops. They ran into a team that shot it unbelievably well.
The executive producer of the Region Sports Network is Chris Ramirez. Our chief engineer is Mike Bonaventura. Our coordinating producer and producer back at the studio for the game this evening, Nathan Laird. On the video, Ken Siegfried. He's been here with me all day. He's done a great job on the video stream, as always. Always a pleasure to work with Ken. Always a pleasure to work with both Jim East from earlier today and Tom Branken, the man to my left this evening. Over at WRTW, the station manager is Jody McManus, and some special thanks to go out to some folks. First, the athletic director here at Michigan City, Craig Shaman, in his first year here at AD. A terrific job running this regional tournament. A thank you to all 4 coaches here at this tournament: Clint Swan of Crown Point, Mike Hackett at Munster, Ronnie Thomas at Northridge, and Mark Johnson at South Bend Riley for all of their help in getting everything to us that we requested to prepare for these broadcasts today. And a congratulations to Mark Johnson at South Bend Riley. He'll be taking his club to the semi-states next week. And we'll be going to the semi-states too somewhere. The Region Sports Network will. Hopefully you and I will be somewhere as well. We tell you to log on to regionsports.com. Early part of next week, we will give you that broadcast schedule. We still have Griffith. We still have Knoll. We still have Michigan City Marquette here in Northwest Indiana playing for state title.
Yeah, let me just add, Jerry, too, if you're out there and you want to stay in tune with what's going on with high school sports, follow at the RSN on Twitter, and you'll get all that information about when the broadcasts are happening, where everyone's playing, because now the IHSA has to figure out who's going where. And the North, I think, is Huntington or Lafayette Jeff. So
correct.
With three area teams, if you want to count Marquette, Knoll, and Griffith, it'll be interesting to see who goes where, because somebody is going to Huntington, at least one of those teams.
Well, The hope, I'm sure, is that Bishop Knoll and Griffith both end up in the same place for region fans, so they can go to one site and root on both local teams from Lake County. Crown Point falls tonight 77-74. Tom, enjoy the rest of your weekend. For Tom Branken, I'm Jerry Siska. Stay tuned. Nathan Laird with more for you back at the studio. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you from somewhere next Saturday, and you've been listening to high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Blue 82, located in St. John just across from Lake Central High School, is where big screen sports, mouth-watering food, live music, and good times are all on the same team. Featuring food prepared from scratch with top-quality ingredients, Blue 82 provides a fun and relaxed atmosphere for groups big and small. Blue 82 is open for quick lunches, outstanding dinners, and late-night snacks. To see all that Blue 82 has to offer, including their menu, the website is www.blue82.net.
High school basketball on the Key 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.